Alright, so I'm not going to come on here and try to act like I'm an expert in boxing or whatever, because I'm not. I'm just some fool that enjoys seeing all these different characters and storylines taking place in the YouTube scene, and while technicality in the sport of boxing is cool and everything, that isn't what this video is going to be. In this video, I just want to look at how these fights came to be, how it went down, and what we could be seeing in the future. So for the build-up, I guess it began when Jake announced his December 15th fight, being against the 10-1 boxer Andre August, and while it was objectively a tougher fight for Jake regarding records, people still chose to clown on him, saying like, who are you fighting? Which didn't make sense to me because it's like, well, do we want him to fight pro boxers or not? But anyways, that fight was set, and it was also getting roasted because since it wasn't this extremely popular headline of Andre August, the fight was set to take place in like this hotel room or something, or arena, I don't know, something where it wasn't this big spectacle of a huge arena like before. So that was happening. Oh, and also the event wasn't going to be a pay-per-view. It was going to be streamed for free on the Zone if you had a subscription. So Jake was also getting roasted on that front too. So as the fight day grew closer and closer, just randomly out of nowhere, Speed called out KSI on Twitter/X, saying when they were going to be fighting, as Speed had been trying to go at KSI for a while, and KSI would actually respond to that saying the very familiar date of December 15th, and when he said that, I'm like, wait, that's the day of the Jake Paul fight. Is he trying to have it on at the same time of his? Because if so, then Jake's fight will be happening around like 10 p.m. Central Time in the US, and if KSI is looking to have the sparring match against Speed in the UK, then it's going to be like 4 a.m. over there. Personally, I was thinking that maybe, shoot, KSI should probably just come over to Miami, where I think Speed is at now, and then just head over to the Aiden Ross/Kick Warehouse and have the spar there, as from what we've seen from it, the lighting and colors and everything is pretty neat. But then nah, KSI and Speed will later post this official poster right here that confirmed that it was going to be taking place in London. Therefore, it's just basically confirming that KSI was willing to go that far to mess with Jake by staying up and fighting Speed at 4 a.m. So with those announcements taking place, how was the build up? Well, Jake tried somewhat, but it always seemed like he knew that the fight wasn't as attractive as it could be in the first place, and it felt like he just gave up in the middle of promoting everything. But he did have the traditional press conferences, weigh-in, face-offs, and all that good stuff take place, where we even saw him crawl like a dog during one of them.
Okay.
I will give him props there, that was kind of funny. And then with Speed and KSI, they didn't really have to do that much promoting, as their names were already big enough, and the fight was going to be streamed on YouTube for free anyways, while also doing it all for charity, which we'll get into it a bit later on. But in the meantime, perhaps the biggest promotion of this fight between the two was when a few days before it, KSI pulled up to Speed's house in the US, midstream, bantered a bit with each other, and they had their very own face-off take place.
Okay, alright. I'm fucking leaving, bro.
What?
Bro,
What? Come on!
I'm good. I'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, on this meetup, I found it kind of strange that just days before the fight in London, in the UK, that KSI would pull up to Speed in the US. But I think he was already in the US area, as he had done this Prime thing with Logan in Mexico, so I guess that would make it make more sense. But yeah, with that face-off and a couple of more posts on their social medias, the fights were now set to take place on the night of December 15th, US-wise. So that time comes around, and as soon as it was being said that Jake's fight was coming up in his main event, the iShow Speed stream started and things were set. Speed to me looked kind of nervous, maybe it was just the tone of everything had taken place at 4 a.m. over there, but he still looked ready to take on KSI. And as things were getting ready there, Jake Paul at that same time was already walking out to the ring and getting ready for his own fight against Andre August. Then when round 1 began for Jake's fight, on the other hand, Speed and KSI were still getting ready for the sparring match to take place. And as round 1 continued in the Jake versus Andre fight, it would only take Jake a few minutes to get himself that round 1 KO victory, as he stood there in front of the camera with his arms crossed when it happened. Logan got in the ring, and at the same time, the Speed and KSI spar was still yet to take place, but eventually it then began, and on the first round, KSI got a good hit on Speed, which sent him down. Then round 2 began, and in that one, Speed went back towards the rope in this weird position that then became a meme, and to me that looked a lot like when Tyron Woodley had knocked Jake back in the same way, and I don't think that it was intentional, but it was something that I had noticed. And the picture of Speed here will now be one of those other Speed memes that people will use from now on. But aside from that, round 2 ended, and Speed looked very gassed as he was just crouched trying to catch his breath the whole time. And then on round 3, at the end, KSI knocked down Speed again, and Speed went on to catch his breath again. And in round 4, KSI was getting the better of Speed, but then at one moment, Speed went all out on him, and when the round ended, Speed was even more gassed out, and from that, KSI saw the despair on Speed's face and just decided to call it quits there, for Speed's sake. Speed got emotional over it ending that way, and still wanted to keep going, but KSI just said nah, and that's where the sparring match and event ended. So with the reactions from those two fights, it was actually something different than I expected it to be. The KSI and Speed fight, while it did bring just about the same attention, if not more, than the Jake fight. People were more, I guess you could say, interested in what took place with the Jake fight, with the knockout and everything, and it was impressive. I mean, knocking out a 10-1 professional boxer in the way that Jake did is certainly no easy feat, and to do it in the first round makes it that much more impactful. Oh, and the location of that event was also reportedly sold out too, so even with the lack of promotion for that event going on, it was still interesting to see that it was full of people. Now, with Speed vs KSI, while it wasn't the most action-packed fight, it still had its cool moments and stuff, and got some memes out of it and such, and we can't forget that it was all for charity too, so that always makes any event pretty much a W in the end. KSI, after his spar of Speed, will go on to react to the Jake fight results and just continue to downplay the Paul event.
Am I shocked? No. Like, we all know that Jake just looks for super easy fights, and he fought a cab driver this time. So, yeah, it is what it is. I don't really care about him. I didn't even know he was fine. I didn't even know he was fine at the same time as me, so.
But after that, Jake still felt like he was on top of the world with his new win, and had even gone in a show where he said that he and Logan are down to 2v2, Andrew and Tristan Tate in Romania.
Andrew, fighter, legitimate, badass motherfucker,
Yeah.
strong mentality. I'm sorry, Tristan Tate is the weak link.
I say let's
He
run
got a bad shoulder. He's shaped like a gingerbread man. I don't want no beef, but that's delusion.
PFO will set this up.
MMA
10
double
million,
tag team match.
10 million for everybody.
You might have a fight, you might have a fight on your hands.
That would go crazy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. No, seriously.
I'm
Let's
about
do
the
it.
action. Like I'm less talk now. Let's just fucking go.
Yo, but you know for a fact, me and Jake will travel to Romania.
you go.
We will make this happen. We'll do it wherever you want, whatever conditions you want.
Jake had also then even went on to say that a contract for a fight against KSI is ready, and that he is also in ongoing negotiations with Tommy Fury. But another thing that I've seen being teased is a Jake Paul versus Vidal Riley match, which honestly, I could potentially see taking place sometime soon, perhaps even his next fight. Now, going back to Speed versus KSI, Speed went on to speak on their matchup during his following stream, and just told us what had gone down in typical I Show Speed fashion.
We agreed on 6 rounds. After the 4th round, right? KSI came over to me, was like, he fucking little bro'd me in front of everybody. And I didn't even had the chance to fucking stick up for myself. I didn't have the chance to show my skills because he fucking little bro'd me, bro. He basically played me in front of my own stream and said, yo, bro, let's just stop. Or Fred, Speed, how you feel about the fight? The fuck you mean how I feel about this fight? I would have won that fight if we would have kept going, bro. The fuck you mean? I'm not lying about shit.
But in the end, the whole event was a W, as KSI still gave his props to Speed, and they managed to raise $50,000 for the Anthony Walker Foundation, which was great to see. But now as to what I would rate being better, I mean, both were enjoyable and had things to offer. Jake's event, for that main event fight, I'm going to give it a decent 8 out of 10 baboons, as the build-up and stuff wasn't fully there, but the result of the fight had plenty of people talking. And the KSI vs Speed fight, I think I'll give this one a slight 8 out of 10 baboons. I think it being 4 AM over there had probably drained their energy a bit. It probably should have happened in Miami, and like I was saying, I think it being in the kick warehouse and even having some of the big kick personalities there would have given it a big boost in intrigue. But this, what we had, was fine either way. Cool to see that both KSI and Speed did something like this, and also even better for it all that it went towards charity. Well done all around. But as to which was better though, well, for this one, I mean, to each their own. I'm more entertained with personalities like KSI and Speed, but performance and an awe factor like Jake's KO could always make a fight in events feel special on its own. I enjoy KSI vs Speed more due to the fighters and humorous build-up, but like I said, Jake's performance definitely impressed, and it's not to look away from. But with all that being said there, that'll be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in another one.